Right now, news for Jackson 530, funding concerns surrounding UF Health Jacksonville. It is the city's only hospital which treats those who can't afford to pay the bills. Right now, the city's using millions of dollars in taxpayer dollars to help those who can't afford to pay their medical bills.
But as News for Jax reporter Jim Piggott shows us, we're also paying millions for those in jail to get health care, and that problem is only growing.
Over the years, UF Health Jacksonville has had a number of names. Shands, or for those of us who have been here for a while, University Hospital. All those years, it's been a place for those who don't have insurance to go and get help. But it's also where inmates at the Duval County Jail end up going for medical help as well. Today, during a special City Council workshop, we learned much more about the hospital's role and funding. And much of the meeting was spent talking about inmate health care and what will happen with that if the city builds a new jail. UF Health's new CEO, Patrick Green, was on hand. I asked him about that. How much of the patient population is from the correctional facilities?
It is significant. We know close to 5% of our emergency department visits are from inmate population. So we're just here to describe the value that UF Health is to this community and to work with the city to come up with solutions.
That value is a lot, where those without homes or jobs can come for medical help. The city actually owns the facility and rents it to UF Health. In an agreement, the city pays for indigent health care, the last amount, $40 million. What was the whole purpose? What did you want to get across today?
Educate. I wanted to educate the council and the community on UF Health, which includes inmate care, tying in a new jail as a part of that, and understanding their financial situation this year and the outlook moving forward.
JSO also spends over $7 million a year guarding those inmates while at UF Health. There's been a lot of concern about health care for inmates, given the deaths that have occurred at the jail. Do you think something needs to change?
Well, clearly, as we build a new jail, I'm one of those that believes we need an infirmary there where a lot of these situations could be handled in the jail. You wouldn't need the security, and I think that's the most appropriate place for those inmates to be treated.
As you can see, a lot of talk about inmates inside the jail right here. And I'll tell you, at that meeting, the new company that's overseeing medical treatment at the jail, they were there and talking about it as well. I think an interesting fact that I'd learned, 60% of the inmates in here are on some type of medication. We're live at the jail downtown. Jim Piggott, Channel 4, the local station.
Jim, you talked a lot about the proposed plans to build a new jail. Any word on where that stands?
Well, they did talk a lot about that. And I'll tell you one thing interesting that we heard about when they move this new jail, they're working on, or when they build a new jail, they're going to have to move some offices. And they're already talking about that, doing that pretty soon. And what they're talking about is the sheriff's office down here, where the sheriff and the administration are at this point. Well, there is a good chance that that could be moving in several years from now. I talked to Councilman to Michael Boylan about that. Here's what he told me. Is the sheriff's office moving to the Florida Blue building? Is that what this is going to come down to?
I think there's a good chance that might happen. I don't know if there's an interest on the part of the sheriff, but there's a process that has to go through. We want to make sure that we live up to that process.
And we could see that in the next 2 or 3 years.
If funding is be able to, we can agree to an appropriate number. As you know, what already is being housed at that facility is coming out of the sheriff's budget. So the conversation will have to happen between initially probably the administration and the sheriff has to say your willingness to see us move in this direction, and then for us as a council to move it forward.
There's going to be a big meeting about that tomorrow morning. Of course, I'm going to be there, and I'll pass it on to you while we hear what's going to happen with the Sheriff's Department. Live downtown, Jim Piggott, Channel 4, the local station.
Jim, thank you.